Now we have just removed the 40 unit, which is the one on my left over here, and we're going to replace it with the new unit. The one that we have sent you looks like this. You're not going to need all of this, you see. Well, first of all, you're not going to need this this additional printed circuit board like this, so you can proceed to disconnect it. Disconnect it like that. And you're not going to need this bit over here, the cable, the white cable, so you can disconnect that. And finally, you're not going to need this little one, this little short black cable on my right. So you're going to disconnect this. Disconnect that. Then I'm going to mount this in the display unit over here like that. I'm going to position it, not exactly mounting it first. I'm not going to put the screws on first. I'm going to thread these 4 pieces of cables and connectors underneath this horizontal bar over here like this. Okay, I've actually threaded it right through. I'm going to deal with this in the later part of the video. Right now, and this there is a mini PCB over here. Now there is a little tape over here which I'm going to remove. Now you can actually I'm actually going to mount it on the chassis here next to the earlier one. This is actually a redundant one. You don't have to worry about it, just leave it like this. And I'm going to remove the tape backing over here, and I'm just going to stick this along here like this on the PCB. Alright, now it is in position. Then I can proceed to mount the printed circuit board with the 6 screws that I've removed earlier. Okay, let's do it. Next up, reconnect the connectors back on the printed circuit board. This one on the right, which is round about middle on the right. Pop it in like that. And top middle, which is the connector with the round cable. Plug it in like that. And it's time to replace the cover of the display unit. Pop it in like that. And before you connect it, remember there are 2 cables on the cover that you need to connect on the PCB. Now, and do it like that. The one on the right bottom and the one on the left bottom. Okay, now ensure everything is in place before. So next up, put the back of the display unit cover on, and before you fasten the screws, ensure that all these cables are not pinched by these by the edges of this cover. Make sure these cables have come through the slots over here, the 2 slots over here. Okay. Now Then we proceed to tighten the screws. You see, I've actually tightened them already. I'm just going to show you using the wrench with a screwdriver tip, Phillips screwdriver tip. Fasten all 14 screws around the back here. 6 of them along here, and sort of 8 of them along here. A total of 14 screws. Okay. Now, once you've done that, you can use the cover. This is actually the top cover, but upside down, if you know what I mean. And you need to insert this through the slot over here, like this. Insert the display unit through the slot like this. Like that. Then you get it in position. Firstly, connect up all the connectors, starting with the biggest one, like this one over here, the big black one in the middle. Maybe it goes this way. It can only go in one way, right? So, big black one in the middle is gone. Let's do the big white one, which is like this. Get this in, and then the 2 little ones on the side. The one on the left go into this one over here. The one on the right goes on to this one over here, like that. So everything is secure and in position. Then we can proceed to screw up the cover, the top cover, using the 4 screws over here. Right, now you've got all the 4 screws ready. I've actually inserted the screws in these positions over here. You can see 2 of the screws are actually in front of the squarish slots over here. These are the slots for the columns of the treadmill. 2 screws are here, and the other 2 are next to the big round hole over here. Okay, I've actually inserted the screws in these positions. And a word of caution over here, these screws are rather long, and then there is quite a bit of a space between the screw and the screw hole. So you need to actually align the screws very well to get to tighten the screws like this. So you need a bit of patience in getting these 4 screws in place. Okay, so once you've done the 4 screws in place, connectors are all secure, then it's time to put the bottom cover on, the bottom cover of the display unit, which is this one over here. This is the one that we removed earlier. Then I've got the screws already in position in these slots. Thread this through the columns like that. Okay, now finishing up the bottom cover of this display console, tighten up all the screws at the back of the cover here, and then you're ready to mount the entire console on the column. Okay, so insert this back into the column over here, and I'm going to need a hand. Make sure it is in securely, and then insert it into the column. Like that. Okay, now after you have mounted the display console on, fasten the inside bolts around here, the one on the inside of the column on the right and the one on the left. Okay, those are the inside ones, and you fasten it with the wrench provided over here. And on the outside of the column, insert this bolt, and you've got to fasten it with a nut. Okay, Okay, fasten it with a spanner over here to stop it from moving, and a wrench on this side. Okay. And you do the same for the other side. And now you're ready to test treadmill. Plug in the treadmill, put the switch on at the back, and insert the magnetic key on like that. And looks like it's ready to go.